link. We're going to eventually reveal the details on Twitter, but if you sign up through our link, we are going to go all in up to 10 times at $100 no limit until somebody wins the $100. We might stack you 10 times and you'll lose 1,000 in this promotion, but we are trying to give away 100. So if we accidentally stack you 10 times, thanks. Thanks for playing. All right, join PhenomPoker.com now.
So tell me about your parents then. Like, I mean, obviously the first time you drop out of college, they couldn't have been pleased.
No. Well, I also was having drug problems in college too. So it was like, oh, well, I'm addicted to gambling and I also have a drug problem. So they're like, what the hell is going on? Because my childhood from an academic standpoint was just straight A's all the way from middle school all the way through high school. Not like I'm not a 1600 SAT type guy. I just worked really hard and just kind of like overachieved and would definitely OCD personality of just anything that I'm into. I want to succeed. Like my brother was a star athlete and I was a decent athlete. So I think what I did as the younger brother was try to like crush school because he was getting all the accolades in sports. I was okay, but like, I mean, he played in college, baseball in college and stuff. So my way of trying to like shine through was through school. But by no means was I like that definitely came from hard work,
Gotcha.
Not like I think I got like 1100 on my SAT or something. I'm not that guy.
Well, yeah, you only went to Maryland. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Wolfpack?
I didn't even have the SAT to get in at the time, but my parents went there. So I believe my GPA and the alma mater helped me get in. Yeah. I didn't even know I was going to get in. Yeah.
Do you have any other siblings or just a brother?
Just older brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
That helps. Yeah. For those who don't know, Maryland used to be in the ACC, and I used to hate them a lot more than I hate them now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The Steve Blake years, the X-ray hips.
Yeah.
Geez.
X-ray. Legend. Yeah.
Damn right.
Yeah. When did you go to NC State?
I was there from 98 to 2002, 2003.
Okay, so you caught the end of us being like really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
From 2000 to 2003, we were like really good.
No, you guys put out some squads. I mean, ACC was fucking loaded then. Like State even had like one really good year when we had Julius Hodge.
Yep. Yeah.
But even before that, we had Anthony Grundy. We made a small run or whatever. But we were always overshadowed by you fuckers.
Yeah. Well, you also overshadowed by your neighboring schools.
Yeah. I mean, it's more of that. So like, believe me, I don't hate you guys as much as Duke or Carolina or
Yeah.
Like that. Or even Wake Forest back.
Us leaving the ACC made me fall out of love with college basketball because even now we've been in the Big Ten for I think 12 years. I mean, like we don't have a rival. Who's our rival? Like we don't. The closest school is Rutgers, but I mean,
no one cares about fucking Rutgers.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah,
and I agree with you. Like I understand like the realignment stuff. There's money involved. I get all that, but they're literally ruining college football and basketball.
Yeah,
because I understand. Like kids want to like be one and dones, two and dones. I get all that, but like the rivalries are just dead now. Like no one even cares anymore.
I think the only cool thing about it is that Maryland this past year had a really good team. The year before was awful. So it is starting to become a little bit more like the NFL because of the high turnover. That if you have a decent program, your team can be like top 10 one year, and then the next year they're just like not even in the tournament. Where it didn't used to really be like that. There was so much like building of the program.
Sure. No, that's
so
fair.
Yeah, that's the only cool thing is that you can have something like a lot of these SEC schools have been kind of coming out of nowhere with some really really good teams now, that weren't traditionally good basketball schools.
No, and fair enough, but like the NIL bills have a lot to do with that shit. Because like all the money is a lot in the South when it comes to oil money or whatever else.
Well, they also they don't have like the pro teams as well.
Correct.
Yeah. Or as many.
But yeah, okay. That was just me nerding out for a little while.
Yeah.
Back to old school ACC stuff.
Yeah.
So when you went back for community college, was the goal to become a poker player eventually, or was the goal to appease your parents, or was the goal to become a businessman?
No, it was strictly to become a poker player.
Okay, all right. So it was just to
rebuild the bankroll.
Yeah, basically like alleviate like some of the monthly bills that your parents were now taking care of.
I also was still struggling with the drug stuff. Like I didn't actually get fully sober until August of 2007, and then I dropped out of community college like October or November of 2007. So I was very much like fresh to being sober. I relapsed in 2011, but the first 3.5 years of my career I was sober. And yeah, like I met a lot of good younger full-time players in the area that didn't drink really at all, and they didn't they didn't do any drugs or anything, so I kind of like got this whole new group of friends as well. It's just like a really weird thing when you're hanging out with people all the time that are using, and then when you can't hang out with them anymore, you get looked at as that guy that's like too good to, you're like too good for me, you can't hang out with me type of deal, you know? So I was lucky to find a new group of friends that had good influence, both good poker players. Like Tony Gregg was one of the first guys that I found. John Moore, if you know who that is, like longtime cash game player. Christian Harder, like all of us moved in together at Tony's house in 2008, and that was my first like year of sobriety. And all of us were grinding the different. Like Christian was mostly playing tournaments, but I was playing 2-4. John Moore was playing 3-6. Tony was playing 5-10. So like all of us kind of were at different stakes on PokerStars at the time, and we all were improving. Christian was traveling, playing tournaments, playing some PLO online back then, but it was cool. We were all starting our careers together.
That is cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of grind houses like that have got out a bunch of top talent. I guess that's one of the things that I could never have done. I got married at 20 and started my career with a wife and a family. So I had occasional roommates that were poker players, but my wife got tired of them pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean that was a big adjustment for me. Just moving, we moved to Hoboken in 2014, my wife and I, and that was my first time not living with a poker player. So that was the first time I lived without a poker player, also right when like the solvers came out. So there's a really big adjustment period for me, like not living with someone to constantly talk poker with and keep up with like the metagame or the different strategies. And then also the game completely changing at the same time. So I'd say from like middle 14 up until like 16 was a lot of me having to adjust and learn kind of on my own without having like the network of people that I was used to always talking poker with.
Yeah. Kind of similar to me. Like, I didn't like whatever. I was living with my wife way before that, but like in my neighborhood, we had Eric Baldwin and Ryan Welch. Like, I mean, like everyone's like 2 blocks away from each other. There's like 12 poker players like that lived in my neighborhood, and we'd all have cookouts or whatever. Before we made a final table, we'd all go sweat it or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is great, but like you miss that. Just like chatting, and you're like, oh, well, why would he do this? It's like, oh, and you get 4 other people echoing, like, okay, well, he's thinking this probably, or this, or this.
Yeah.
It's hard. I look at my dog, and he doesn't give me shit, and like, he just sticks his tongue out, and like, he gives me no good advice.
I really credit the tournament success. Obviously, I ran like God that summer, but just in general, like when I had played tournaments back then, no one knew who I was really, because I would just go to Vegas every summer and play the cash games. I'd play the 3 or 4 6-handed events, and I'd play the main, and that's all I'd play. Maybe I'd play like a 5K full ring or something, or like 10K. I think back then they had 10K pot limit hold'em. I played like 7 tournaments. So the tournament guys didn't really know who I was, but I was always living with guys that played the tournaments. So I got to hear the hand histories every day and just like what the metagame was and stuff, and understand like where I thought I could exploit that, solve it. So I just feel like I was really like ahead of the game back then, even though I wasn't like well studied in tournaments. Kind of no one was, because there wasn't all the tools as well.
Yeah.
So this is before Solver, where everyone had the way. Like the biggest thing was just like the raise sizing was so small, and like the 3 bets were so small. So I remember like Shannon Shore, a great player, right? At 10K 6 max final table, his opening size blind versus blind was 2.1 to 2.2x, and like I just remember like kind of laughing in my head anytime I saw this, and this was just like standard from everyone back then. It's like I'm never folding anything ever. And same thing for the 3 bets. Like the 3 bets were so small. There was like some guy that 3-bet me off 30 blinds from like 2 blinds to 4.5 blinds, and I called with Queen 10 suited, and then I ended up stacking him that summer, and he was like, oh, how do you call that with? Because like back then, like everyone just like clicked it again or folded, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, why would I not just call here? Obviously, it's like very clear now that we just call here, but that just wasn't the way it was.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's why I think GTO is going to kind of like find itself a new answer as well. It's like everyone in the moment thinks, oh, this poker strategy, this is the nut strategy. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when like you raised the 4 or 5x like opening. It's like that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make people fold. You get the money for that. Like, and then like everyone's like, oh, 2x, and it's fine. And
Yep.
like everyone's like, oh my god, well, we solved poker.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, oh, well, if we're gonna make it 2x, we would just like 3-bet. We're like, oh shit, what are we gonna do now?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, you know, and then we'll just 4-bet. Oh, we'll just 5-bet, and you know,
Yeah.
kept on going. Which is why, like, yeah, like now the new strategy is like if you 3-bet, you make it a little bit bigger, and because people are just going to call like a
Yeah.
huge wide range. So people are now making like 3.5x and stuff
Yep.
like that, like over the opens.
Are you tired of playing with players like this? Not this.
No,
like this? Or this?
Or do you want to play with players like this?
Oh, wait, If you like having fun at the poker table, Table 1 is the game for you. We play high stakes, no limit, 100 blinds. And if you want to get into the game, it's actually super easy. We have a website, table1.vegas. You just go to the website, you click get a seat in the game, and fill out the form. It's that easy. It's your name, it's your phone number, it's the date that you're here, and I will personally reach out to you.